Gene, going back to that garden show too, when you walked off stage, I saw you were being interviewed, you still, the energy from the stage, the costume is heavy on you, a lot going in your mind, you
Yeah.
know, you're lost for words. I saw the lady interviewing you. Now that the dust is settled, anything now like that you wanted to say you didn't say at that moment?
Yes, I'm proud that we did this at the right time, at the right place. Because I mean, let's call it for what it is. How many world champion boxers have stayed in the ring too long? Think about it. The best of the best get knocked out by some new chump because they stayed there too long. And we've all seen shows that have gone on too long. Leave them wanting. 50 years is plenty. And the other thing is, we introduced ourselves with, you wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the world. That's how you're going to introduce yourselves, and you're going to come out in wheelchairs with fireballs on the sides. So you want to get off that stage while the getting's good. You don't want to become fat, naked, bloated Elvis on a bathroom floor when you are the king of rock and roll. That's not the way to go out. And in a very bizarre and sad way, Marilyn Monroe will forever be iconic and young because she died when she was young. We don't have an image of her in her 70s and 80s. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But the great stars of yesteryear, once they quit acting, whatever, they would get off the media stage, if you will, and you wouldn't hear Marlene Dietrich. I don't know what she looked like when she was 80, Greta Garbo and so on. They would disappear. They
Hmm.
became private citizens, and
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're going to be so private because anything you do or say, everybody's always
I
they have
can't.
the
Yeah,
eye on you.
I
You know,
can't sit still. We're
no.
going out with the Gene Simmons band. Only one show in all of South America, Sao Paulo, but then July, August, we're headlining some festivals and joining other bands and other festivals, big, big outdoor shows. One of them is 80 something thousand people walking in Germany, big, really cool bands. And we're just going to show up and play. There's no stage show, nothing. We actually are using wires. We actually plug into amps the way we used to do it. No, no technology, no road crew, no managers, no nothing. Just show up and have fun because this band rocks. So it's real easy, having a lot of fun. And in fact, I don't know if this is happening or not, but yesterday, Deep Purple contacted CAA and wanted to know whether or not I'd like to come out and tour with them. We said, yeah, sure, just depending on availability. So we'll see if that happens or not. But I wasn't planning to do that. And I wasn't planning on Simmons Hamilton films. Well, all of a sudden we've got this film company, and the very first film is called Deep Water. It's got Sir Ben Kingsley and Aaron Eckhart, and the first movie comes out this August in 3,000 theaters across America. That's bigger than most studio films.
Absolutely.
3,000 just in America. That doesn't count the rest of the world. Then The Canyon is the second one that is going to come out. So first one is in August. Second one is, if you go to genesimmons.com, you'll see.
Right above Gene, there's a link. You click on it, it'll take you right there. I'm
And
prepared.
then The Canyon is going to be coming out a month or two later, before Christmas. That's also really cool. And we're starting work on the third one starting April, written and directed by a Marvel Comics guy. Really cool stuff. And all of a sudden, this is happening. My vodka is exploding. Go to moneybagvodka.com. 10 times distilled. It's absolutely the finest out there and the coolest bottle. Nobody can reproduce that bottle. MoneyBag Sodas, 5 flavors, only in bottles, no cans, no preservatives, no food coloring, no processed sugar, real ginger, the real stuff being used in there. So it's a much better product, and of course costs me more to do it. But why the hell would you want to do something if it's not as good as what's already on the shelf?
Gene Simmons Band. Everybody that's watching this, links are going to be right above here for Gene's Vodka, anything. I'm going to put all links there. Just you click, it'll take you right to Gene's website and check it out, all that. But your upcoming tours, you're going to Brazil, Finland, Sweden, Germany, Holland, Belgium. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me ask you, and you could plead the fifth on anything I say. Everybody's a yenta. That's what the yenta business sells, Gene. I need something. I need gossip. I need dirt. The would you Do you ever plan on doing any new music with your band? You want to write, or you just want to just play what you got and that's it?
I'm o- I'm o- I'm open.
Yeah.
You always have to have the right thing at the right place and the right time. We got the right musicians. We got the right guys. I like them. We like hanging out with each other, so that's good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good. Okay.
for instance, Ace and Paul and I have had our differences through, but what family doesn't have problems? And even while we were having differences of opinion, Ace called and said, "Can you help me write, you know, a song or two for his last solo record?" And I wasn't doing anything at that. I said, "Sure." So I drove out there and started off with titles that I had. Oh God, I just forgot what they were, and co-wrote two things that appeared on Ace's last record. There's there's plenty of time to do anything, but you've got to make the time because other stuff just gets in there.
I'm going to tell you, I actually got Ace supposedly coming on the 15th on my show.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I actually have him
Terrific.
coming
I
on.
know I know he's happier now. He's touring, he's got a new record. Great.
Yeah, so check that out. Do you have songs on this last record that he did? Is that what you were
I don't
saying?
I
On
don't
this new
think so.
one?
I don't
No,
think so. No.
the one before that. That's
Yeah.
the okay, okay. Just to
Spaceman,
clarify.
I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Now moving forward, everybody, if you want to record with Gene, we got links for that right above Gene. You could check that out. Gene is going to be recording at the Hideout Recording Studio May 4th and 5th. Make sure you click right above there.
And we're talking.
Hmm?
It's going to be a tough one to do. Uh, my family and I have been there before, but we're talking about doing a similar event in Europe at Abbey Road.
Gene, I
As
don't,
they say in New York, forget about it.
Gene, to me, that's
Of
like the
course,
holy grail for
Alice.
a guy
Yeah,
like me.
I took Nick, by the way, when he was out with us, and we stopped in at some recording studios, and they had an X on the floor where Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, they all sang there. And in the corner was this dobro, D-O-B-R-O, stringed instrument like a guitar, built by a dentist by hand.
Wow.
And it appeared on a whole lot of shaking going on. Uh, what's Carl Perkins'
Blue
famous
suede
song?
shoes.
Step on My Blue Suede Shoes, and a few others. So I took, and Nick was just drooling because Nick can play guitar. So I took the guy aside. Okay, let's make a deal. I'm one of those people. What do you got? What do you know? What do you say? And before we left, I said, Nick, you forgot. He goes, what? You forgot to take that. He goes, what do you mean? So I went over, picked it up, and I said, it's yours. And that dobro sits in Nick's. He looks at it every day.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Abbey Road, man. I gotta tell you, Gene, I'll do anything if I could just work. I'll work for free. I'll carry your bags. You could yell at me. You could do whatever. I'll be your Michael Berger, whatever. Would love to be there and just help out. Just whatever. I'm kissing your ass right
It
now.
is a fascinating studio because it just looks like a building, like any other building. And when you go in there, the ceilings are, as I recall, about 30 feet high. You wouldn't think it would be a recording studio, but
I think
everybody, everything
every
was done there.
the history. I think it was a house before it was a
Yeah,
recording studio.
that's
If
right.
I was okay. See,
And still looks just like that.
it looks, which McCartney's home, he still has. It's not too far. You could walk from McCartney's house to Abbey
England,
Road.
England is much small. They all knew each other. They'd bump into each other, and so the bands would live a few miles from each other. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like America.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, think about
Our
the whole
our our
thing.
landmass is bigger than Europe.
Mhm. But as music fans, you and I, just to be in that room, it just to absorb the history, what was in the beams of that room, what went on,
But
it
it
echoed.
wasn't just a recording studio. If you saw the last Peter Jackson Beatles special, songs were written in that studio. You actually see McCartney going. He's reading. He's writing "Get Back" right in the studio, and you can
Crazy.
see the writing process happening there. Fascinating.
Thanks for watching. We'll be releasing more clips of my conversation with Gene. In the meantime, all our episodes are right here in our members only club, so join today. Until then, post your comments down below. We always love to hear from you, and make sure you subscribe.